That gang, I watched this whole drama between Bhad Bhabie and Alabama Barker unfold so that you don't have to do your own research. So Bhad Bhabie opens up in this 11-minute story talking about the turmoil that she has been enduring after she discovered that her man, Levon, was involved with her supposed friend, Alabama. She basically starts off by saying, I emotionally cheated on him. One day, her and her man Levon had got into it. She decides to call Chief Keef. She's basically telling Chief Keef, like, yo, me and my man, we're fighting, we're arguing, nothing crazy, I just need you. Moments pass by, she decides to just go to bed with Levon. She gets a phone call again. But rather than Bhad Bhabie to pick up, Levon picks up. Now, the caller ID, Sosa's number isn't saved in her phone. So when he picks up, all he hears on the other side is like, yo, Danny, what's going on? Let me know. This sparks another fight between the two. I mean, at that point, things now get out of hand to the point where her hand is stuck between the door. Levon slams the door on Bhad Bhabie's hand. Her hand's loose now. It's broken at this point. Her tooth's loose. They clearly, they've gotten into a fight. And mind you, while all of this is happening, Chief Keef is still on the phone hearing the whole thing. Now, Bhad Bhabie's got a loose hand, a loose tooth. She just looks crazy. So she tries to wake up E to take her to the ER. Now, E is Levon's best friend. So from the looks of it, she did try to call someone else. But instead, she then calls Sosa again. And Sosa then picks her up, calls the doctor for her, and the doctor then goes, checks up on her, and, sees what he can do to help her. She decides to stay at Chief Keef's house for that night. It's like 5 or 6 in the morning at this time. Next morning comes, E FaceTimes her. So Chief Keef, he's got plaques on the wall. She's sleeping in Chief Keef's bed. So when she gets a FaceTime call from E just looks at her, looks at the back, and is like, oh, hell no. He's like, Danny, are you dead ass right now? He puts 2 and 2 together. Danny's like, fuck it. I gotta head back to the crib right now. Sosa drops her off. She gets into the house. She sees Levon's now packing up his shit. She's crying. She's like, don't leave me. He like, nah, F all of that. But eventually, he's like, fine, whatever. He leaves his stuff, and then he decides to go on a trip for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, that's when he meets Alabama. Now, one day, her and E, they're sitting in the bed. She on Instagram. She sees a picture of Alabama on her Explore page. She then notices, for some odd reason, Alabama unfollows her. So then Bhad Bhabie is like, she's thinking in her head, she's like, wait, hold up. Did something happen between me and her? She calls one of her girlfriends. Her girlfriend's like, yeah, I heard that her and Levon ended up doing something, but I didn't want to bring it to your attention in fear that this was just some drama, whatever. It was just like rumors or something. So Bhad Bhabie like, oh, hell no. She tries to call Levon, but Levon ain't picking up. So then she decides to message Alabama, and she like, why is it that I hear that you and my man are together or whatever? Y'all been doing something. Alabama like, what? Nah, I could never. So Bhad Bhabie like, nah, like, be for real with me. So then she calls her back. She tells Bhad Bhabie like, yeah, we kind of met up and we just exchanged numbers, and that was it. And that was that. Fast forward a couple weeks later, Bhad Bhabie decides to go to Florida to meet up with her mom. She tries to call Levon, but Levon isn't answering his phone. So she decides to track his location, come to find out that Levon is in Alabama's neighborhood. She calls Alabama. Alabama denies it, and then 5 minutes later, she calls her back. And then she finally admits, she's like, yeah, we linked up a couple of times, but we never had sex. She even said, I didn't even know it was him. Bhad Bhabie like, bitch, my name is tatted on his neck. How could you not put 2 and 2 together? But you know what? I personally feel like when somebody says, like, when they have to defend, like, oh, we never had sex, like, why do I need to know that extra information? I don't know. That could just be me. So then Bhad Bhabie then goes on a tangent. She basically says, I'm recovering from surgery. I'm dealing with postpartum depression. She reveals that this whole cheating saga began when she was already facing major problems. Personal struggles like dealing with cancer, the challenges of being a new mother, and now finding out that Levon has been cheating on her. I mean, frustrated, she vents about this whole thing in this story. even at one point calling Alabama a homewrecker and exposing her manipulated actions. Because another woman reached out to Bhad Bhabie and said that this isn't the first time that Alabama has tried to destroy a relationship. Now, after confronting both Levon and Alabama, Bhad Bhabie just uncovers more lies and deceits, including Alabama claiming that she never slept with him, despite evidence showing otherwise. And oh yeah, Alabama cusses out Bhad Bhabie, basically saying, I don't want to be like your Dr. Phil ass, and that your man keeps trying to profess his love to me. But oddly enough, the messages that she was sending to Bhad Bhabie wasn't adding up to the messages that Levon sent to her. Clearly, it was showing that Alabama was deleting some of the messages on her end to make it seem as if she wasn't trying to get him. But the real messages showed that she clearly wanted Levon to come over to her crib. So Alabama started sending more and more pictures of these messages. So she started sending more and more pictures to Bhad Bhabie, and Levon was denying these messages because these messages were like basically saying, I love you and this, that, and the third. Now, Bhad Bhabie, she's been with her man, so she knows that these are really him, even though Levon is denying them. She then basically says, Alabama, she's a liar to some extent. Levon's a liar to some extent. At the end of the day, she's like, you know what? I think it's best that me and Levon break up. So she decides to break up with Levon. Because she's like, you know what? At this point, I'm not even trying to engage in this drama. I got too much problems of my own. This woman who claims to look up to me, I can't freaking engage in this. I'm an OG. Now, despite all of this, Alabama responds to this. In a now deleted video, I got all the information as to what happened and the screenshots. Now, Alabama addresses this ongoing drama involving Levon. She begins by recounting the events that led to the controversy. Bhad Bhabie had posted on her Finsta, claiming that Alabama copied her music, and Alabama denied this. She then goes on to describe the encounters that her and Levon had through these text messages, basically saying that he initially reached out, which I find it weird as to how he got her number. Even at one point suggesting Alabama to meet him at a gas station. Like, bro, where is your home? What are you doing? Why are you randomly, first of all, how you get this random phone number? Why are you suggesting that she meets you up at the gas station? It's just all weird. She then sends his Instagram saying, hey, isn't this you? He denies it. So then she's like, I thought this was you. Thank God it's not. She thought that it was Levon. He denied it. He manipulated her. Then he talking about I love you, all of this, that, and the third. Then he talking about the old yeehaw rundown, just dumb stuff. If I was in love, I wouldn't feel how I felt about you. That just being, just, you guys know how it is. She then shows messages of him unediting these messages. Like, he would send messages and then edit them to like hide it or whatever, I guess. But this is him literally saying a kiss goodnight. So he's flirting with this girl. I mean, Alabama even at one point mentions an incident that happened when they were in Las Vegas, and that he like threw a bottle at her. She says that the bottle hit her in the head, broke her nail. Levon even tells Alabama that him and Bhad Bhabie aren't no longer dating, that it's just business, which clearly caused confusion and emotional distress to Alabama. Oh yeah, did I mind you guys? This girl's like 18 or 19. Levon's like 30, bro. Now, eventually when she tried to distance herself and ended contact with him, he continued reaching out. He even used fake numbers. I mean, Alabama mentions her own role in this whole debacle, admitting that she could have handled this totally different. And like clearly when he didn't get his way, he called her a weirdo, you a kid. When she then tried to reach out to Bhad Bhabie about this is when he said, you told her the first part, I don't care for real. FaceTime me now, babe, chill, wait till the morning. Don't F up a good thing. The bond we got irreplaceable. You're going to regret it in the morning. Like, bro, this guy's crazy. I mean, Alabama says that she never intended to be a part of this drama. She also mentioned that Bhad Bhabie had known this for the last 6 months, and that like she's doing all of this just for her new song. I mean, at the end of the day, this is drama, guys. And like I always say, that gang, what do you think of this?